What's going on? How we doing, guys? Matt in a hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate. What's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt in a hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned into the hot list on Thursday, June 11th. As you guys see, things look a little different. Got a little bit different mic, a little bit different setup that I am working on and trying out for you guys. Why? Because again, I want to deliver a little better, a little more professional, a little more accurately than I have in the past as far as sound quality. So with doing that, we're going back to a little trial and error. You guys know that I come to you Monday through Friday around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we hang out for a little bit and talk about a property that is new to the market, had a recent price reduction, something unique about the property, or something that I want you guys to know and I want to share with you guys. We also talk about a question of the day. I answer a question of the day that is submitted by you, the viewers. Today's question is no different, and I'm excited to get to it. Also, we have a sponsor of the week. And this week's sponsor of the week is Young Graphics Design. And, you know, I continue to point out my badass hat, badass logo, courtesy of Josh Young at Young Graphics Design. Whether you need a new logo, a refreshed or updated logo, website, some type of design, hit Josh up. I've included a link that will take you right to his Facebook page. Why his Facebook page? Because unlike most professionals, he has his information right at the top. He's got his email address, phone number, and his website all at the top. As soon as you hit his Facebook page, it's right there. So it jumps right out at you, and he's easy to contact and get a hold of. So this week's sponsor of the week is Young Graphics Design and Josh Young. And he does a phenomenal job. I cannot thank him and point out enough of what he does. Once you see his Facebook page or his website, you will see for yourself some of the designs and work that he's done, and it is absolutely phenomenal. He does not disappoint. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it, talking about a property today that is new to the market. Address is 1907 Darlene Way. This is right here in Emporia. This house is a 3-bed, 3-bathroom house, does have an attached 2-car garage with it. It has 2,389 square feet of finished space, currently listed at $224,000, and the listing is courtesy of Farm and Home Real Estate. So what is unique about this house that I wanted to share with you guys? That's simple. It has not one, but 2 fireplaces in the house. So it's very cool. Also, it is located on the northwest part of town, a very established, very quiet neighborhood. Driven by this area multiple times, and it is just very awesome because it's kind of one of those hidden gem areas. So you definitely want to check this out and take a look. They have a screened-in porch on this house. It's got a cedar deck and a finished basement. You know what I love about the finished basement? Wait for it. That's right. It's got a wet bar, y'all. How awesome is that? You guys know that I'm a sucker for that. Also has a fenced-in yard, and the new roof and gutters have been put on. I believe it was 2018. So make sure you click on the link. It'll take you right to my website, and you can take a look at this house for yourself. Absolutely phenomenal house. And if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me, whether it's through Facebook or my phone number is listed in the description as well. You can also contact me while you're on the site. You can contact me directly through the website. Now, the question of the day that is submitted by you, the viewers. And this question was just asked to me on Monday by one of my potential buyer clients. what is the process, or how do I get pre-approved for a mortgage? So we are definitely going to talk about that today, which is awesome, because this means that you have decided to, transition from home renter to homeowner, or maybe you're just relocating for work, upsizing, downsizing, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's been a while since you've done this. Maybe you've never done this. So where do you start? With who? I'm glad you asked. So stick around and we're going to work our way through this. So we're going to talk about what the pre-approval process looks like and how to navigate through it. So here are 4 steps to mortgage pre-approval. Number 1 is going to be pre-qualification versus pre-approval. Maybe you have an idea or a letter stating, you can buy a house for X dollar amount or X price range. Not enough? You're right, it's not enough. But you went online and you typed in your income and you kind of sort of maybe answered all the questions that the loan officer had for you, or you talked about. While this can be confusing, you think that would be enough. Well, in this case, it's not. And the reason I say that, because usually buyers can get a pre-qualification online or with a quick phone call. Now, this is not going to be a pre-approval. We talked about this a few times before. I really want to hit on this because there is a difference between the pre-qualification and the pre-approval. Typically, they're going to, with a pre-qualification, they're going to ask you about income, job time, and maybe a soft pull on your credit. Then they're going to give you a general idea of programs that may or may not be available to you, buying power, maybe even a letter stating you're pre-qualified. So what is the difference? Why do I keep talking about this? Well, when you get down to it, a pre-qualification is really just based on your word that you give to the lender about the info. So it may or may not be accurate. With a pre-approval, they ask the hard questions. They ask for documents. They take an in-depth look at your finances, your background as far as your work history, your job time. They will pull a FICO credit score, and that will also show your ability to pay back the loan. So that's really the difference when you get down to it. Is it's not just the information that you have given the lender. You're providing bank statements. You're providing work history. They do verification of employment. They go much more in depth than just a standard pre-qualification, and that's kind of what makes the difference. So this takes us right into number 2, which is documentation. So next, your meetup, you're going to meet up with your lender, and this involves more in-depth documentation and a consent for them to pull your credit. Usually what they ask you to bring when you meet with them are your pay stubs, bank statements, tax returns, and anything else that you may need to verify your income. If you are self-employed, 1099, whatever it may be, they may ask you to bring a profit and loss statement or additional tax returns beyond just the standard 2 years. And this is just because it is an in-depth look. They want to know without a doubt, this is what your buying power is. This is what you can do. And once you have all of that done, that takes us to number 3, which is your loan estimate form. You usually get this around the same time as your credit's pulled. It's kind of like a trade. You give the lender all the bank statements, W-2s, pay stubs, and in return, that lender gives you a loan estimate form. This is what this is an estimate to get an idea of what you are obligated or you should be expected to bring to closing. This gives an itemized list of some type of fees and breakdown, and you don't want to spend too much time on this. Why? Because in real estate, time matters and time kills a deal. Don't believe me? If you are not pre-approved when you see a house and you want to make an offer on a house, by the time you get pre-approved, that house could already be gone. This is the selling season right now for real estate, especially in this area. So if you are not pre-approved before you walk in a door to a house, the chance that it's still on the market right now, not good. And that finally takes us to number 4, acceptance. Once all of the documents are reviewed, any and all questions are asked and answered, it's time to call the lender and tell them, hey, we did everything. I got our answer. Now we need you to email our pre-approval letter to our agent. And that's where I come in as an agent and your lender comes in as well. Now, keep in mind, pre-approval is not a guarantee that you're going to get your money. I'm going to say that again. A pre-approval is not a guarantee that you're going to get your money. Why? Because there are several things that can go wrong. For example, unverified income. You make more than what shows or what you would normally. You typically see unverified income as far as overtime goes. Your credit score can change. I have seen this multiple times. This kind of ties in to increased debt to income ratio. Now, what do I mean by credit score can change or increased debt to income ratio? Let me give you an example. I am glad you asked. Your credit score can change because you are set to close on a house and you decide a week before closing that it's time to get some furniture, update some furniture. So you go to your local furniture store, or you go to whatever furniture store that you go to, you pick out all this furniture, you can't pay for it right now. So what do? Of course, you open up a new credit card because it's 0% interest for 48 months, right? That's a deal. I have to have that. Well, by doing that, that hits your credit score, which drops your credit score. That then takes your debt to income ratio from potentially from approved to rejected, and you no longer qualify for the loan that you just did last week, because instead of waiting until after you close, you do it before closing. So don't do that. Another example that I have seen, and some of us have seen recently with COVID-19, is change of employment. So for example, I have had 4 buyer clients right now that we've had to hold off looking for a house simply because they got laid off or they got furloughed, so they no longer qualify for that loan that they were just approved for a few weeks prior. And then, of course, there may be other assets that you're not able to verify. I haven't run into a situation like that personally, but I know they're out there. So what can you do? Be honest, people. Be honest and upfront with yourself, with your lender, and don't wait till the last minute to call. So, having covered all those 4 steps to mortgage pre-approval, when do you really make an offer? Ideally, you should have a pre-approval before you even begin searching for a house. I tell buyers, if you're not pre-approved, I will show you one house before you get pre-approved. Anything beyond that, you don't know that you're going to be approved or even afford, and I don't really want to get your hopes up, because that wastes your time, that wastes my time. It doesn't benefit either one of us. Seller agents, listing agents may not take you seriously if you write up an offer before you even have a pre-approval. And they're definitely not going to be interested in doing any type of negotiations before you have that pre-approval. So save yourself some time, save yourself some headache, and get your pre-approval done first. What this also does, because of number 3 that we talked about, the loan estimate form, this gives you an idea of what the closing costs are going to be, or an itemized list of what you're going to expect to pay or need to bring to closing. So this reduces the shock and surprise that some buyers get at the closing table. And I don't want to say that pre-approval is the key to everything, but it's the key to everything. No pressure. So that's what I got for you guys today on the question of the day. If you take nothing else away from this pre-approval video, here's the number one thing you need to take away. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. I cannot stress that enough. So that's what I got for you guys today. And for those that are just joining me, not watching this on a regular basis, just joining for the first time, the hot list is now available for download in iTunes. So make sure you head over to iTunes, like, subscribe, and while you're there, leave me a review. I would love to know what you guys think of the show. What's one thing that you learned from the show, and what would you like to see? What am I missing? What am I not providing to you guys? So, of course, 5-star review is definitely preferred. If you've learned something, if you think this sucks, I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm just talking out of my ass, leave me a 1-star review. I would still love for you guys to know. So that's what I got for you guys today on the hot list. Thanks for watching with Matt in a Hat. Matt Johnson Real Estate, powered by Keller Williams Diamond Partners. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with a veteran. Y'all have an awesome Thursday, and I'll see you for Red Friday.